it the length of the floor.
Yeah, easy bucket for him there.
And finish he did. Took it hard to the rim.
And, you know, his teammates, guys, they used to watch it every day. Jordan and Pippen would push each other so hard. They loved to compete in every single drill. And it really elevated the play of the entire team.
Bogues the pass to Gaddison. And he makes good on the layup. And the Hornets lead by 1.
Great teamwork out there, really helping each other out.
Their plan is one. I mean, they're like a symphony. Everybody in harmony and in beat and in rhythm. 5 straight baskets now have resulted because of assists.
A lot of hands down there on the block. That's a tough position to be in offensively.
Another block.
Well, I think what set Michael Jordan apart was his love for the game. I mean, he absolutely enjoyed being on the basketball court, and that's one of the reasons he worked so hard at it. In fact, he even put a love of the game clause in his contract that allowed him to play basketball anywhere at any time during the summer.
Now the Bulls with it. They haven't trailed by more than 7. Pippen for 3. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Pippen's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, at 5'3", Muggsy, still the shortest guy ever to play in the NBA, but he made up for it with speed, toughness, and strength. He was just an incredible defensive player.
And that he was, Steve. I mean, tough as they come. He was raised in inner-city Baltimore and actually got the nickname Muggsy because of his physical style growing up. He was trying to mug guys out there on the court.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Will Purdue's checked in for Cartwright. Grant comes in for Williams. And McRae subbed in for Scottie Pippen.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
Jordan the pass to Purdue. Oh, and a nice defensive play to interrupt the alley-oop. Here's Mourning. Flushes it down to finish the break.
You got to wonder about the effort defensively. They did not get back there.
Yeah, you know what? A beautiful finish one way or the other, though.
It's stolen by Curry.
Unfortunate. They just have not been able to take care of the ball in this quarter.
Yeah, they came in strong and well-intended, but all of those mistakes have caused them to fall behind.
Well, I know what it was like to play with Jordan, but Clark, what were your impressions of playing against him?
Well, I didn't have to go head-to-head with him too much, but I didn't hear him talk a whole lot. I knew he was extremely competitive and a big-time point producer, that's for sure. I didn't get the wrath of his trash talking because by the time he was starting to do that on a regular basis, I was sitting courtside with the microphone.
You can say anything you want about this guy. He's played well in every area.
And you know what? That tells you what kind of game it's been for him. Well-rounded, highly productive in all areas.
Here's Jordan, the fadeaway jumper, nailed by Michael Jordan.
Well, you love the way he searched for good shots all game long.
Charlotte in the lead. Here's Bennett. Beyond the arc. And another 3 for Charlotte.
What a marvelous job they've done of sharing the basketball. A ton of assists.
Well, they know where each other is all the time. They're moving the ball, just finding the open guy. Nobody seems to care who scores.
Curry releases, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Del Curry was one of the original Hornets. He was a 6'5" shooting guard. Came to Charlotte from Cleveland in the expansion draft back in 1988. Number 2 overall pick in that draft.
And then he ended up staying in Charlotte, guys, for 10 years. He's definitely one of the most beloved players in that franchise's history. He really had a strong connection with those fans there.
Got a piece of it. Mourning against Cartwright. Easy jumper from Curry, short distance.
Points in the paint have been the main course, or main entree, if you will. They just keep pounding it inside.
Well, they're seeing no resistance defensively in the paint area, so the defense has got to be tougher.
3, Pippen. And that's not going to go. Hornets lead by 5. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Well, Michael Jordan, there's not much you can say about him that hasn't already been said. I mean, you won't get much argument naming him the best player of all time. Great athletically and in terms of basketball skills. Some would say the greatest in any sport, 6 titles, and the most decorated player in NBA history.
Brett is out there with Pippen. Then it's Cartwright. Then it's B.J. Armstrong. And it's Jordan in at the shooting guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. There's the feed to Armstrong. Jordan kicks to Armstrong. Here's the 3. The rebound by Alonzo Mourning. Mourning's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Oh! Beautiful offensive execution, and they're starting to extend this lead.
And they could run away with it if they get hot.
And it's Jordan slamming it down.
Yeah, you know the fans love that, guys. And Michael could give them what they love. The 2 times he won the slam dunk contest in '87 and '88, he absolutely brought the house down.
And stolen by Jordan.
Jordan is such a skilled defender. I mean, how's this first stat? His 3rd year in the league, he had over 200 steals and 100 blocks. First guy ever to do that.
To the inside. An emphatic LU jam.
Great lob, great catch, perfect execution on the alley-oop.
And not just with any old finish either. The big stuff.
Yeah, little something for everybody, Kevin.
And the Hornets call time here.
The Hornets were a very tough opponent for the Bulls in the 92-93 season. The Bulls won the season series, but it was close. It was 3-2.
Yeah, and Charlotte matched up really well with them, guys. It was very much a strength-on-strength situation. I mean, the Hornets had pieces in all the right places to take on the Bulls and give them trouble during that season.
Newman's checked in for Charlotte. Bogues dishes to Johnson. Over Grant. Oh! Up and down hard.
A monster throwdown. Wow. Boom. You know, everybody's got a job to do. Each player has a role in clearing space under the boards. That's his.
And then collecting on the second chance points, Clark. So important.
And is he hard to handle in the paint. Just so strong in the attacks. What an offensive display he's putting on.
And at this point, Steve, you got to put more pressure on him. Bring help and make him move the ball.
Bogues against Armstrong. Lock at 6. Bogues the pass to Gill. With 1 on the clock, and the jumper is good. He's got 13.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He has yet to miss a shot.
Larry Johnson was just an absolute force when he entered the league. Hit the ground running in 1991-92. Averaged 20 points and 11 boards.
Back to LJ, back to Larry Johnson. These Hornets took him number 1 overall. He gave them just what they needed. Very, very tough scorer.
Not only a tough physical presence, but tough-minded as well. Even though he was undersized, guys, he was terrific on the offensive glass and was an absolute beast down low, despite being only 6'5".
Newman, the pass to Mourning. Passes to Newman. He's picked up by Pippen. Pass to Gill.
Straight out of bounds on what looked like a really simple connection.
Bulls trail by 4. Right side, Jordan. Outside for Pippen. He passes to Armstrong. Jordan inside. He's covered by Gill. And slam dunk by Jordan.
There isn't anybody in the building that didn't appreciate that throwdown.
Well, Steve, that's as fancy a finish as he could possibly get.
A serious degree of difficulty on that one.
Here's Bogues. Still looking to get on the scoreboard.
I got to give it up to Muggsy. I mean, standing as small as he did, he just was so effective out there. A great defensive play.
You know what? Even as a bigger guy myself, you got to have tremendous respect for Muggsy. I mean, he was so strong for his size that his height almost was an afterthought.
Here's Newman. In the air. And it's Bogues missing.
Great defense there. You did not want Jordan guarding you. I think he may have been even better at that end of the court than on offense, and that's saying something. Remember, he made 9 All-NBA defensive first team.
Already he has 5 turnovers so far, and that's not the strongest game for him in that regard.
Yeah, easy bucket for him there.
And finish he did. Took it hard to the rim.
Backing down is Jordan. Pippen, the feet to Armstrong. They're moving it around. And stolen by Mourning.
So now that's twice we've seen the offense collapse. That's back-to-back empty trips because of turnovers.
Yeah, and that's going to be a problem because now all of a sudden you start turning the ball over, you lose all offensive rhythm and flow.
Kevin, these Hornets were somewhat of an unbalanced team. I mean, they had a very young front court, but a backcourt stocked with veterans.
And if you are going to be unbalanced, and that's the way you'd want to do it, with players like Bogues at the point and Gill at the 2 guard, guiding the young guys up front, I mean, that was an incredibly gifted team.
Shoots from the baseline. No good. Now Chicago takes it the other way. The most they've trailed by is 9 points. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
Well, with all the scoring he did, Michael Jordan might not have gotten the credit he deserved as a passer. It wasn't a huge part of his game, but with all the double teaming that came his way, he would find his teammates, including me once in a while.
The shot is off. Good work defensively by Pippen. From deep, Jordan got it off in time, but it's no good. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game